Hey guys, what's going on? We're back here in Torchlight 2, and
I am at your service.
just want to talk about a couple things. The next video in my Torchlight videos will be like a normal run-of-the-mill Let's Play style video where I'm just BSing while I play the game. But I was thinking, and I think what I'm going to do with these Torchlight videos
Yes.
is instead of doing like a typical like a quote-unquote Let's Play type of scenario, I think I'm going to go more around the routes of almost like a weekly wrap-up, like upload one a week, and it'll be like I'll talk about some news stories that came out during the week, things that I plan on doing on the channel, some other different things like movies, music, stuff like that, that interest me and have been making waves throughout the course of the week. And I think that might be the format I'm going to go with for this game, possibly. Not sure. As always, let me know what you think. Good idea, bad idea. And then we'll go from there. Obviously, like this week, the big thing is the announcement. First, it was the rumor, and then the announcement of the Borderlands pre-sequel, which I have a couple videos addressing my thoughts on that. And in a nutshell, I'm excited for it to see where the series is going to go and what's going to happen with it. Some other things, big news. I don't know if any of you guys watch Hannibal. I'm a big fan of that TV show. First, I'm going to get out of the way that I think it's a nice little mix-up that they're kind of going left of canon with the show. It's not strictly following the books. It's just kind of picking the characters from the books and changing them up a little bit and doing what they want with them. Obviously, the most notable change is Dr. Alan Bloom from the books has been changed to Alana Bloom in the TV series. Miriam Lass was the one that made the Wound Man connection to Lecter instead of Graham. And judging by the way Season 2 started, it's going to be Crawford that gets injured pretty bad, figuring out that Lecter is guilty, because obviously Will already knows that Lecter is guilty. But the series has kind of thrown some loops. They had the whole thing in the first season with the way it ended with Will being put in the Baltimore psychiatric hospital for the criminally insane, which was something that I think got like a 1 or 2 sentence mention in the Red Dragon novel, that Will had spent some time in a psychiatric hospital after the Minnesota Shrike case, but they didn't explain why or how or what was going on there. So this was a little bit more elaborate and also a little bit more left of canon with basically he already knows Lecter's guilty. Let's see what else. Last season, in the first season, they introduced Dr. Gideon, Dr. Abel Gideon, played by the always wonderful Eddie Izzard. I haven't seen a lot of movies and such that Eddie Izzard was in, but everything I've seen him in, he's always been phenomenal. Another standout role of his, he's briefly in the movie, is Across the Universe, if any of you have seen that. It was if you're a Beatles fan or you're just a fan of a movie that's quite stylized and a musical, check it out. It's a very, very good flick. But they kind of introduced this whole thing with suggestion, where Dr. Chilton basically kind of convinced Gideon that he was the Chesapeake Ripper. Well, then, you know, he escapes and goes after everybody that kind of fucked up his head and stuff, and carved in Dr. Chilton a little bit, so you kind of were left with this is he or isn't he type of thing, but it was made pretty clear that Chilton had survived his encounter very early on, but you know, you were left with the impression that Gideon was dead. Will shot him outside of Dr. Bloom's house, and nothing was ever made of it again until last about 3-4 episodes ago in season 2. They revealed that he had actually survived, but his memory wasn't quite what it used to be. So there were some things there. He was kind of fucking with some people, and then eventually the guards pushed him, or threw him from the top of the steps, and he broke his back, and Lecter came a-calling, I guess you could say, after that. But last night's episode was monumental in that, you know, I mean, they killed Beverly Cass a few episodes ago, as I'm sure you guys are aware, and if I'm spoiling anything, I'm sorry. You should have watched the show. But, you know, Katz was in the book, but is not a major mention, you know, at least not major enough that I actually recall whether Katz was a male or a female or anything of that nature. I actually didn't think Katz was in the book for a minute, and then they said that she was. So I'm going to have to reread Red Dragon, because it's been a long time since I read it. But they killed Dr. Chilton last night. Last week, Jack Crawford found Miriam Lass, and she was convinced that Dr. Chilton was the Chesapeake Ripper, and she shot him after he'd been set up quite masterfully by Lecter to take the fall for the Chesapeake Ripper crimes, which actually lent to some really good lines by Raul Esparza. I don't know how to, I'm bad at names, pronunciation sometimes, so I think that was the actor's name. But anyways, but you know, as Chilton said, he's got Dr. Gideon dead in his basement, he's got FBI corpses in his house, he's covered in blood, and he had access to all the Ripper files, and all Will did was throw up an ear. So he was pretty much, there would have been a pretty open shut case against him had he survived, but that didn't happen. She shot through the glass and hit him in the face, and that was the end of it. So at first I was kind of upset, because I know you're not supposed to like Chilton. He's kind of a slimy, manipulative dick. But he played a pretty important part in Red Dragon and Silence of the Lambs, you know? I mean, he orchestrated, albeit unknowingly, orchestrated Lecter's escape in Silence of the Lambs by letting his pride get in the way and striking up the deal with Senator Martin, and which led to Lecter being taken from the hospital to, I forget where they went now, but Lecter was put into the care of people that weren't familiar with him, and he took that to his advantage and escaped. So that little plot point in the eventual Silence of the Lambs story arc will be interesting to see how they're gonna get Lecter out into the open so that he can eventually escape. Also, at the end of the Silence of the Lambs arc, it is heavily implied that Lecter finds Chilton and eats him. So there's two major plot issues coming up in Silence of the Lambs that when they reach that point in the Hannibal TV series, God willing it happens, because it's a very, very good show. It's just that the ratings aren't there. But they're going to have to mix it up a little bit now that Chilton has met his demise. But at the same time, after I thought about it, I was like, they kind of had to do that because I don't think you can't keep the audience's attention if you do another 3-4 episodes of having somebody defending themselves for being wrongly accused of a crime. So, there was kind of no way around it, but at the same time, it was, for one, it was surprising because I'm sure nobody expected it. Two, this just proves that really nobody is safe, that no matter what happened to their character in the established canon from the novels. So like I said, this is kind of like a nice left of canon approach to what has already been in Thomas Harris's novels. And at the same time, it kind of keeps you on your toes because, you think, oh, well, I read Silence of the Lambs, or I read Red Dragon, I know what's going to happen, and then, they throw you for a loop there. But at the same time, too, there's rumblings that Mason Verger is supposed to be introduced before the end of Season 2, so that'll be interesting also because Lecter seriously fucks up Mason Verger, if you don't know. So it'll be interesting to see if they show that, but for the time being, I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the ride. But if none of you guys have watched Hannibal, I highly suggest. I believe the first season might be on Netflix. If you have Netflix, check it out. If you have Amazon Prime or Amazon Instant Video, the first season's definitely on there. But it's a very well written show, and I highly enjoy it. It's one of my favorite TV shows. Probably my only favorite current TV show on right now, other than The New Girl. But that's mainly because I like Zooey Deschanel. But it's if you're a fan of the novels or the movies or anything, you owe it to yourself to check it out. It's very well written. It's got very good actors. You got Hugh Dancy playing Will Graham, Mads Mikkelsen playing Lecter, who I think is a very excellent Lecter. Lawrence Fishburne is Jack Crawford, and then you got some other people, as I mentioned. Eddie Izzard was in it. Caroline Davernas, I don't know how to say her last name, plays Alana Bloom. She's very good in the role. Also, I kind of sort of thing for her. I think she's hot, so there's that. But no, it's a very well written TV show, and you guys should definitely check it out if you're interested in that kind of. Even if you're not a fan of the novels or the movies and you just like horror, check it out, because some of the things that they get away with on network television, oh my god. Just watch it for the Tree Man episode. But moving away to that and getting into music, a couple bands I'm a big fan of, Machine Head, Opeth, are both getting ready for. Opeth is doing their Roadburn show. Machine Head's getting ready to do is it Killers and Kings? I forget the name of the tour, but whatever their I believe it's Killers and Kings tour. But they're getting ready to drop albums. Devin Townsend posted on Facebook today that the next Ziltoid album is going to be sort of like it's going to be a double album. It's going to be Ziltoid versus the Devin Townsend project. So that sounds pretty interesting. I'm a fan of. And I'm not going to say everything he does is awesome. I mean, he has a couple stumbling blocks here and there, but for the most part, I'd say just about everything Townsend has done that I've enjoyed. I mean, he's got some songs that are kind of meh, but I mean, for the most part, every album he puts out is pretty solid, in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to the Z2 album, and The Casualty is a cool album. And then that's about it. I was supposed to go see. I'd planned on taking my son to see Captain America: The Winter Soldier this weekend, but I had to ground him because he got into a little bit of trouble on the school bus, so we didn't make it to see Captain America. So that kind of sucks, but That's part of being a parent. Can't be like, oh, well, you're in trouble, but we're still going to go to the movies. But, I guess we'll have to, I won't see him next weekend when I'm off because he'll be out of town with his mother, so I guess I don't really want to go see it alone without him, you know, because I told him we'd see it together, so I'll either have to wait till, hopefully it's still in theaters the following weekend when I get him, or we'll just have to wait till it hits Blu-ray. But I've heard good things about it, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. That and Guardians of the Galaxy I'm looking forward to seeing also. That looks pretty good. Marvel's been pretty much hitting it out of the ballpark with their own movies. I do want to see X-Men Days of Future Past just because that's a ballsy storyline to put into a movie. So I'm kind of curious to see how they pull it off. I liked X-Men First Class. X3 left a little bit of desired. X2, I liked X2, but it felt a little, I don't know. Like, I liked that movie, but, you know, when I switched to Blu-ray, it wasn't one of those movies that I had to run out and get. In fact, I don't know how many years I've had a Blu-ray player, but I still haven't got it yet. Like, every once in a while I see it on sale for like $8, and I'm like, eh. You know, I don't know how I feel about it. It's a good movie, but it's just not like I don't have to have it, if that makes sense. But Days of Future Past, we'll see how it turns out. So I'm kind of curious. You got Singer back in the director's chair, and you're bringing together the two different sets of actors, and supposedly it's supposed to kind of help rectify some of the things that Brett Ratner did in X3. So we'll see how that turns out. Also, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 looks... I'm not going to pass judgment until I see the movie. I liked the first Amazing Spider-Man, but man, I really feel like they're shooting their wad on this second one. But we'll see how it turns out. Like I said, I'm gonna reserve judgment until I see the movie, and then I'll base my opinion on it. But just from the trailers I've seen, there's an awful lot going on in that movie, so we'll see what happens when it comes out. Other than that, can't think of anything that's coming out that I really have to see or like have a burning desire to go see. A lot of the movies I really am following and curious about aren't coming out this year. The Avengers 2 being one of them. The Batman Superman movie. Part of me thinks it's going to be great. Then there's a part of me that just knows it's going to be a train wreck. I'm not sold on Gal Gadot, or however her fucking name is pronounced, playing Wonder Woman. I do think Ben Affleck will be a wonderful... wow, that's really cheesy and kind of dumb. I do think Ben Affleck will be a very good Batman. I think he's got the acting chops, and I think he'll have the physicality for it. The dude's like 6'2", or something like that, or 6'3". So he's going to be the biggest guy that's played Batman since Christian Bale. I think Christian Bale was 6 feet tall. So, I mean, he's going to be fairly imposing actually, no, he might be 6'4". I'm not sure. But he's definitely, like, as far as height, he's going to be the tallest guy to ever play Batman in a Batman movie. Then if he just bulks up a little bit, he's going to be pretty imposing as Batman, I think. And he's not that old. I mean, he's like 40-something. And I think Michael Keaton might have been pushing 40 when he was in the first Batman movie. So it's not unheard of to have this, like, late 30s, early 40s actor play Batman. So, I mean, and a lot of people were freaking out when he was cast. And I don't know, as soon as I found out that Ben Affleck was cast as Batman, I was like, I get it, you know. I wasn't on the... I was never on the fence. I wasn't like, oh, that's stupid. I mean, I supported it from the moment I heard about it. And if you disagree, come at me with what you will. I stand by my decision. But I'm curious, and we'll see how it turns out. But that the whole Gal Gadot thing, still not sure how I feel about that. And then with games coming, um, Alien, I've mentioned a couple times. I'm looking forward to Alien Isolation. The Evil Within looks interesting. I got to do a little bit more research on it. I'd heard about it, and then like there was nothing really on the radar for a while, and then it popped up because PAX East is going on. And then we got Borderlands. Destiny is something I'm heavily interested in. That single-handedly right there will probably make me buy a PlayStation 4. Other than that, I'm not sure. They announced some more Assassin's Creed games. I still got to finish the third one and the fourth one, to be honest with you. Not real sure what else is coming out that I have to have. I'll have to see. Those are pretty much the ones that I'm interested in. And obviously, like Uncharted 4 will be a buy for me when I get my PlayStation. And that's about it.
I can't carry anymore.
That I can think of. Microsoft was talking that some of their first-party exclusives are trying to. I guess they're going to try to maybe get their tentacles back into PC gaming, which I kind of hope they do, because I don't want to buy an Xbox One for Halo 5. So it'd be in a really awesome, perfect world, they'd simultaneously release Halo 5 for the Xbox One and the PC, but I don't see that happening. So I guess if I want to play Halo 5, I'm probably going to have to get a Xbox One. Also, with them acquiring the Gears of War franchise, if they make one that's better than Judgment, then that and Halo will probably make me get an Xbox One someday. Hopefully they take the Kinect out of it and sell it for $100 less than what they're selling it for now. So we'll see though. That's just kind of, I don't know, hopeful I guess that they'll do something with the price and get rid of the Kinect. And I don't know. I should have wrote down talking points for this, but this was kind of like a spur of the moment. Like I'd been thinking about this, like doing it, like I don't even know what I'm going to call it, like the weekly wrap up with Torchlight 2, or I don't know. I drink a lot of coffee and Torchlight 2. I don't know. But I'm open to suggestions for titles. But I think this might be how I go forth with these Torchlight 2 videos, because I'm playing Torchlight, but I didn't want to do Torchlight 2 at the same time as Diablo 3 because the games are very similar. In fact, I think I talk about that in my next Torchlight video, because my next Torchlight video has live commentary, and so it's not going to be in this format, but then going forth from the next video will be part 5. So going forth with part 6 on will probably be this format that is in this current video, if it resonates with people. So we'll see. Because I don't want to do like honestly I don't have the time to do like a daily video news thing that some channels do, because I do work and then I have to sleep at some point. So I think like this weekly wrap-up thing might be kind of like a neat little thing to kind of offer up some diversity instead of me just talking about whatever game I happen to be playing or whatever. Plus I kind of learned my lesson there with the whole Borderlands pre-sequel thing with my Maliwan Mayo playthrough, where by the time I uploaded the video where I was talking about the rumor coming out that there was maybe a pre-sequel game coming, the game had already officially been announced. So, I kind of missed the boat there, but it is what it is. I thought it kind of offered a neat little insight. And I'm sorry if you watch part 5 if I happen to repeat anything that I'm saying here, because I didn't review it before I did this. Like I said, this was kind of spur of the moment thrown together. So we'll see. But yeah, I think this might be my format going forth from here for the Torchlight videos. So I don't know. Yay, nay. Good idea, bad idea. Stick to how I've been doing things. What do you guys think? I don't know why I waited for a response. It's not like you guys can talk to me directly right now as I'm recording this. So, also, I know I talked about Metro. I'll probably do Metro as my next one of my upcoming playthroughs. I did start playing. I kind of felt like playing a 3D brawler, so I had Deadpool on my computer and I hadn't played it yet. And I even state in the video if I decide to upload it that I'm not sure that I will upload it or not. But if I do, thank you for watching. Blah 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 blah. But I don't know, man. Like it started off like it's got some promise, but the camera angle is terrible. It's way. I know a lot of people bitch about the fixed camera angle in something like Devil May Cry, but at least in that, and this suffers, and Lords of Shadow 2 suffered from the same problem. When you get into a tight area or a hallway, then you get enemies off screen that you can't see, and when they have projectiles, that especially sucks. Or you move your character just right that the camera swings in and basically goes right up your asshole, and you can't see anything that's going on. So that kind of detracts from the experience a couple times here and there. I'm not too far into it. I just reached Genosha. In that area, it looks like it's a little bit more open than the sewers that the first level of the game takes place in. So I don't know. I think I'll play it a little bit more and record a little bit more, and then before I come to a solid conclusion as to whether or not I'll commit to playing it and uploading the footage. I will say, like, it's kind of dumb, but it appeals to the immature teenager in me and the Deadpool fan in me. So I mean, there's that, and it's not the greatest game in the world from the first level that I've played. I mean, it has some potential, but it's got some flaws too. So we'll see, how it is. I'm not saying it's like a 10 out of 10 game. It's probably like a 6 out of 10. But I mean, it's playable so far, unless there's like some game-breaking, bone-shattering bug that I don't know about that comes into play later on in the levels. But for now, I mean, I am having a little bit of fun with it. So we'll see. I mean, maybe I'll hurry up and get these Diablo videos uploaded and published. I accidentally kind of went out of order the other day and published like video 23, and I was only supposed to publish like 18 or something, so I ended up publishing like 5 videos in one day, and I know that was probably kind of overwhelming, but that was kind of my bad. So we're kind of speeding along a little further into the Diablo 3 videos than I had anticipated. But I finished the game, and I think another thing I tossed around is when I do a playthrough of a game that I never played before, like Diablo or Deadpool. I've never played Deadpool before. I think at the end I'm gonna do like a wrap up and a thoughts, because I finished the campaign in Diablo 3. I did Reaper of Souls, and I've been playing adventure mode and doing the rifts and bounties and all that, and I've started a couple other characters because I'm kind of addicted to it because I'm a loot whore. But I think like with that and with Deadpool, and then when I do the Metro games, I think I am gonna do like a maybe I'll do like my, I don't want to call it like a review, but like a thoughts and opinions on the game, like when I'm done, like what I thought of it and what I thought the strengths and the weaknesses of the game were, what I enjoyed in the game, because what I enjoy might not be, like what I take from the experience might not be the same as what you take from the experience, or a professional reviewer takes from the experience. And so on and so forth. I know there's a lot of divisiveness with Diablo. Fortunately, I guess, since I came in late into the game's life cycle, I bought it like the weekend before Reaper's Souls came out. They basically had, they did away with the auction house. Loot 2.0 was live. So a lot of the things that people hated or were pissed off with was removed from the game. And they changed how the difficulty settings worked and everything like that. So, I mean, I didn't experience all the bullshit that some people did. Now, I did, if you guys watched those videos, I had some connection problems. I'd come to find out later it was my modem being retarded. But that was my first real experience with like an always-on game, and that irritated the shit out of me, not being able to play it when I didn't have the internet. So that's something that I would address, and if I do this like this game wrap-up video at the end of the Let's Play or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Like I have a hard time calling it a Let's Play because like I'm not a Let's Player, I'm not established. I'm not like this big YouTuber, so I don't know. It just feels wrong for me to call my videos Let's Plays. Maybe I'll have to come up with a name for them, but we'll see. So I mean, let me know what you guys think if I should do that. I do give like some opinions throughout the course of the games that I play. Like I like this part, I don't like this part, blah 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 blah. This works, this doesn't work. So we'll see. Maybe I'll try it with Diablo, and then we'll. Because actually, there is quite a few things I'd like to talk about with Diablo, so maybe I will do that and see how that flies and go from there. But also, I'm still kind of kicking around that whole live streaming thing, but I'm not sure yet. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I live stream? Not live stream? I can tell you right now, there's going to be no face cam because I don't have a webcam and I ain't going out and buying one. Plus, you guys don't want to see my ugly ass mug. If you're really that curious, when I have my goatee going, I look like Walter White, especially if I have my glasses on. If I don't have my goatee, I look like Devin Townsend. So there it is. That's about it, So, like I said, let me know what you guys think. This video is going to be coming to an end here pretty soon. So, like always, guys, I want to thank you for watching, spending some time with me, and let me know. Even suggest a title. All right. But until then, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.